what is a function? A function is a predefined formula that performs calculations using specific values in a particular order. Okay. So if you just see, it's a predefined formula. What does this mean? That means that this is already fed to the Excel, you can see Excel sheet. To perform the calculations, you just have to bring in the formula, use it for your purpose, because the values are already given to you, and then you can use those values to perform different calculations by using these predefined formulas. Yes, am I right? For example, if you see the basic formulas here, there are some I'm sure you all know. Average, okay, count, maximum value, minimum value in a range of particular value. Okay, in order to use these functions correctly, you'll need to understand the different parts of a function and how to create arguments to calculate values and cell references. Okay, so what's a cell reference? Cell references is the reference of a particular cell where your data is stored. To use that data to calculate the particular to calculate anything which you want. For example, if you want to find out the sum of a particular set of values, you would be using a particular formula which is there in the particular cell, and referring to the cell a number, you can put it in the formula and then find out a value or a result. Okay. The parts of a function are, in order to work correctly, a function must be written in a specific way, which is nothing but the syntax. I'm sure you know what's a syntax. Does everyone know?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yes, a syntax is a particular function which is written in a specific way. The basic syntax for a function, it starts with an equal sign. Are you all aware of this? In an Excel sheet, whenever we start writing a particular function, we start with an equal sign. Then we
Yes,
start
ma'am.
with writing the function name. For example, sum, and in the parenthesis, you would be writing the arguments. If you see over here, is equals to sum A1 to A20. Okay. So what is A1? A1 is a cell reference where the first data is stored, first value is stored, and you want to calculate the sum of the values from the cell A1 to A20. Yes, is this understood to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the basic syntax for a function is starting with an equal sign, the function name, sum for an example, and one or more arguments. The arguments contain the information you want to calculate. Like I just told you, the function in the example would below would add the values of the cell range from A1 to A20. This is what I just told you. Okay. So if you see, it's clearly mentioned over here: equal sign, function name, and the arguments. Okay. I just wanted to go through this. Can I just go through it?
Yes, ma'am.
So is equals to sum A1 colon A20. You would be finding out the sum of the range of the values from the cell A1 to A20. Yes? Going ahead. Then we have different variety of functions. Here are some of the most common functions you will be using. For example, sum. What does sum do? The function adds all the values of the cells in the argument. Average will find out the average of the values. So how is the average calculated? We calculate the sum of all the particular values and then divide it by the number of the values. Yes. So if you just read it out, this function determines the average of the values included in the argument. It calculates the sum of the cells and then divide that value by the number of cells in the argument. Okay. Count is what? It is quickly counting out the number of items in a particular cell range. For example, if you would like to find out the number of items from A1 to A20, the number of items would be counted and given you as a result. The function determining the highest value included in the argument is the maximum value, and the lowest value is nothing but it would define, the minimum function would define the lowest cell in a particular range of cells. Okay. So I hope this is clear to all of you. These are some basic functions which we commonly use. And
Yes,
in
ma'am.
our example below, okay, can you just go through these functions what I just explained to you all, so that we can go ahead. Let me know once you've done reading it. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. We will be using a basic function to calculate. We'll be just seeing an example here to calculate the average price per unit for a list of recently ordered items using the average function. Okay. Select the cell that will contain the function. For example, we'll select cell number 11, C11. This is C11, which is beneath all the values. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see my, cursor where I'm pointing out?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Here, what we'll be doing, we'll be finding out the average of the cells above, of all the cells above. Yes, so what we'll do, we'll just type is equals to AVG, the name of the average function, okay? And then in the parentheses, you will be putting the value for the cell C3 to C3 colon C10. Yes, in that way, we'll be finding out the average. Here, see, we'll do it here. If you see, we'll type the equal sign and then enter the desired function name, okay, which will return the values. Okay, can you all do this for me? Finally, just take any random 4 to 5 values. Can you all open your Excel sheets and just start doing this? Take any average, take any value, like for example, 1 to 10, and then in the last cell, you try to find out the average of all the values. Like I just told you, from C3 to C10, so you'll have to select the particular cell number, which is the column number above and the row number. Okay, that would be C3, C10. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Supposing if I take a list of values like students.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Done.
Yes, tell me. I cannot. I can't hear you.
Ma'am, I'm saying it's done. I have
Yeah.
calculated an average.
Calculate an average of what?
So I basically I had a data with regards to the salesman and the region and sales which were done by the people. I took an average of the sales which were done, the amount.
Good. So, just can you just share me once I finish this?
Yes, sure.
You can share your screen. You can just show me, okay?
Sure, ma'am.
So here if you can see my screen, I've taken random roll numbers of different students and their marks. You can say the marks they have secured in a particular subject, and I would like to find out the average of the particular class. Subject, okay? So if you can see here, if you can see this function here, so it is giving an average here. Can you see? I just calculated, and if I just pointed to that particular cell, you can see the formula. Okay? Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
These set of values, marks secured by different students, and I did use the formula here is equals to average from B4 cell. How will I be figuring out the cell number B4 to B12 in the parenthesis? Okay, and this is how I'll be finding out the average. Press enter, you will get the average of all the particular cells which was selected in that particular parenthesis. Yes, please tell me. Someone wants to say something? Okay, so going ahead. Now, if we just see that I've opened my Excel sheet, I can show you some basic functions if you see on the screen. I'm sure you're aware of this new and open and everything, save as. You're all aware of it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You have this home function. If you see in this data tab, can you see this from text, from web, from table? What are these? Can anyone tell me?
We can reference to another sheet, other table of Excel.
Yes, and also we can get some data set into this sheet so that we can use it for some analysis purpose. Yes. So this is one important part. This is one important option of Excel sheet where you would be using this to take some data set into your Excel sheet, okay? And then if you just do this, I hope you know what sorting, because it is given in your syllabus. I will have to tell you what is sorting. If I just use this sorting, okay, for this I'll have to have the alphabetical data, okay? So this is what is sorting, where you would be using this to sort different data, okay, in A to Z, descending or ascending order, okay?